Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you're well and having a nice weekend. We have got an absolute bumper selection of patterns this week. So my suggestion would be, if you haven't got yourself a beverage, hot, cold, whatever you're after, now's the time, go and grab one and then settle in because we've got some really delicious things to talk you through. So I'm going to get to crack-a-lacking. The first one we've got is a Tammy handmade Faye blouse. This is fab. If you haven't seen Tammy handmade patterns before, she kind of specialises, she does quite a lot, her patterns are quite simple, very wearable. I feel like this blouse is perfect for this time of year, if you're in the UK I should say, trans-seasonal, although if you are somewhere warm, this would also work for warm weather. It's really simple, beautiful, I love it. So, sizing on this is a UK 6 to 32. We print out the pattern sheets as well if you cannot be bothered to stick them all together because life is too short. And let's start with the line drawing for this. So, two different variations. You can either choose a V-neck, a round neck, buttons down the front on both of them, bust darts, three sleeve options. So you can either choose a short sleeve that's got a little you can see a little kind of frilly hem on the bottom. You can choose a longer sleeve with the little frilly hem, or you can choose it so it's got elasticated if you don't want the kind of frilly bit. The thing that I really love about this is the finish that she's used on this sort of chestnutty brown sample, where she's used the edge of like a decorative stitch on her sewing machine to create that kind of little scalloped edge, which I think looks really cute. Very simple to do. Most people's sewing machines have decorative stitches on if you've got a kind of relatively modern one. So I thought that was a really fun way of using them because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like most of us barely use those free decorative stitches that we've been given. So this would be a very nice way to use it. Yeah, it's just really nice and simple. I love the fabric she's used actually in the samples. They're great. Kind of the little white one, I think super chic. I mean, they're really nice. Quick to make, perfect for this time of year. So that is an absolute win for me. Next up, we have got the Fabric Godmother Arbor coat. This is just come out. So slightly complicated feature of this is it comes in different forms. So you can either buy it unlined, you can buy the lining separately, or you can buy the lining and the coat together. And I'm not quite sure why it wasn't just all one pattern in the first place, but I'm sorry, that is Edie getting herself comfortable. I'm not sure why it wasn't all one pattern in the first place, but anyway, there we go. So, this also comes in PDF only. Sizing on this is a UK 6 to 36. We can also print out the pattern sheets because this is big stuff. You don't want to be doing that. So let's have a look at the line drawing. It's actually a nice simple pattern. So you can pick from a short or a longer version. The longer version, let's start with that one. It's got this so it's got raglan sleeves. It's got this really nice chunky sort of, I guess, facing that goes all the way around that kind of forms almost part of your collar. There's a tie at the front. Very simple, inseam pockets. Really nice detail on the back. It's got this like little kind of V you can see at the bottom of the neck, which I think is great, and the sleeves kind of go into that neck piece, which I think, like pattern cutting wise, really lovely detail. Then you can choose from the shorter variation, and this has buttons down the front. Obviously you can mix and match. If you like the long version but you'd like some buttons, you could also add those on. I don't think that would be too tricky, or I'm sure that's possible. So yeah, it's quite nice and simple. I have to say, the one that I really love of the samples is the variation they've made in a kind of puffer, I guess a kind of quilted fabric, a kind of black one. I think that for me feels like the best sample of all of them. I think that works really well, that kind of quilted fabric. I think it's really fun as well, and I think you could make this you could create your own patchwork for this and make it in kind of a patchwork, or you could buy something that's quilted already, or there's lots of different variations. But yeah, so you can pick between lined and unlined as well. So yeah, it just seems like a nice kind of, it also, if we start making now, it might actually be ready in time for winter. Next up, we've got this beautiful set from Pauline Alice. It's called the Nordic set. This comes in sizes 6 to 22. It's PDF only for this one. Let's have a look at the line drawing because it's so super, super cute. So obviously it is a kind of nautical style top, and then there are two different bottom options. You can either choose from a pair of shorts or you can choose from a skirt. I actually love the idea of the short variation as a pair of pajamas. I think would be, if you are somewhere warm or you like short pajamas, I think those would be super cute PJs as well. Obviously they don't look like, but I think it would work really well as pajamas. But I love this like kind of set. She's made it in loads of different fabrications, which I think is really helpful because something that is it just makes it feel totally different. Like the variation I'm showing you now in the all white with the skirt feels totally different to the kind of Liberty print with the kind of stripes sewn on. And obviously when you put a stripe on, then it feels really nautical, but if you leave that off, then it doesn't feel so. But I absolutely love it. I think it's really beautiful. I think you could have quite a lot of fun with this. And I like that you get a skirt and a pair of shorts. It feels like really good value for this. So yeah, and you know, you can make the top and then the skirt and the shorts, and then you've got like 3 different outfits. I think it's, yeah, it's a really lovely pattern. So that is there for you guys. We've got 2 patterns from Atelier Dupe, and they're quite interesting. This first one is called the Jamie dress. It's PDF only at the moment, but I think we have paper coming. Sizing on this is a UK 8 to 26. Now this is a very simple dress. Let me show you the line drawing, but it's got a variation that is very simple tweak that makes it look totally different. So it's V-neck. There is a seam down the centre front. You can see that the sleeves are quite kind of wide and they come down the sort of 3/4 length. The kind of interesting detail with this is the variations are, you can either have it so that it basically has an elasticated panel that kind of starts here and goes all the way around that adds in the shaping, or you can make that panel as a channel and then you thread a kind of a ribbon or like a tie through it. And for me, that really simple little change makes the dress feel totally different. So I'll show you some different samples so you can see what I mean. Like the elasticated one feels kind of quite COS-like and quite modern, whereas the one with the tie feels quite kind of classic. Yeah, I just thought it was a really clever take on something, you know, very simple tweak, and it looks totally, totally different. So yeah, it's really lovely pattern. So if you're looking for a skirt for this time of year, this is a good option. Then we have got a blouse from them, and it's called the Alexa blouse. It's PDF only for this, and sizing is a UK 10 to 26. So let's have a look at the line drawing again, because this is a great blouse for this time of year. Grandad collar, button down the front. The interesting detail are these kind of panels that are cut in the top half, kind of up, I guess, up around your shoulder. There's a little bit of gathering in, so it means that you don't need a bust dart, but I really like that. It means you can have a bit of a play with fabric. You could have this in a different fabric if you wanted, but it just adds that little, like a very subtle, nice detail. The sleeves you can see are quite, I guess, a dramatic sleeve. You can see with that cuff, there's quite a lot of fabric in it, but there's got a nice chunky cuff, which means that you're not, the sleeves won't get in the way so much when you're trying to do stuff. But yeah, I thought it was a really lovely blouse pattern for this time of year, and it's also a kind of a classic shape. I think it's the sort of thing that you'd wear lots and lots. Next up, we've got a pattern from the Maker's Atelier. It's a faux fur jacket pattern. It's PDF only. Sizing on this is a UK 4 to 20. I like this because actually faux fur, making something in faux fur is a different cut to a kind of traditional woven, and we don't actually have that many patterns. So if you are looking for like a little fur coat to go over something, if you've got an event or you want like really cozy jacket, it's definitely worth having a look at this, because if it's cut specifically for this, it's going to, the fit wise, it's all going to work out much better for everyone. So let's have a look at the line drawing, because there are 2 variations on this. The first one you can see is like a little, like almost like a shawl collar, which kind of comes down at the front, or there's a more traditional sort of notched collar. The construction of both of these is fairly simple. Obviously the shawl variation is going to be easier to make of the two, but really not like super tricky. And I just feel like it's a really nice pattern. So if you are looking for something like this, this is definitely worth having a bit of a look at. Then we've got a pattern from Itch to Stitch. It's called the Orio. It's called the Orio jacket. Orio. Thoughts? Let me know. Sizing on this is a UK 6 to 36. As with all Itch to Stitch patterns, there are bust cup options for us. So the sizing has been split into two. The smaller sizing has got A, B, C, D and double D cups. And the larger sizing has B, C, D and double D cups. So if you don't like doing bust adjustments, which let's be honest, quite a lot of us cannot be asked to do, definitely check out Itch to Stitch patterns because pretty much all of them come with that many different bust cup options, which is fantastic. So this pattern is quite, I wasn't quite sure what I was dealing with when I looked at it. So she's saying that it's a jacket, but it almost looks like if a hoodie and a shirt had a baby. That is how I would describe it. Let's have a look at the line drawing so you can see what I mean. So she's made it in I guess it's like actually what I'm wearing now, like a brushed cotton. So obviously it's kind of a lightweight jacket. So let me show you the line drawing because you can see what's going on. There's quite a lot of details on it. So it's got a two-piece hood. There is obviously a channel going through it as well, so it's drawstring. The front of the jacket, you can see that there are princess seams going down and they are top stitched. There are optional welt pockets on the side. There's a zip up the front, and then there's the sleeve is a two-piece sleeve, so you can see that down the back of it has got that kind of top stitching detail in it. So it's kind of like, yeah, a jacket. Yeah, it's a shirt, a jacket. It almost feels like a denim jacket as well, but it's quite interesting. I haven't really seen anything like this. So if you are looking for a sort of lightish weight jacket, then this is definitely worth having a look at. Next up, we've got a really fab bag from Juliana Martesh. It's called the Cleo Hobo bag. This comes in just one size option. So when I was looking on the high street, there are two types of bags that are very much in this season, quite like small sort of 90s ones, kind of oblongy sort of style, and these kind of big slouchy ones. So this pattern is very much perfect for this season. Let me show you the line drawing because it's actually really nice and simple. You can either make it with two different strap options. You can either have it with a longer strap, so you can wear it sort of crossbody style, or have it so it just goes over your shoulder. There's a seam that goes down the kind of front of the bag. Super simple. It would work in loads of different fabrics. They've made it here in a kind of suedette and PU leather, but you could make it in a canvas or whatever really you wanted. It would actually look really lovely as a quilted, if you did a quilted bag, which would also tie in trend-wise. It would look really nice in a sort of quilted fabric. But yeah, it's a really great bag. So if you're looking for something like a nice speedy autumnal sew, this one is worth having a look at. Next up, we have got the matchy Hopscotch jumper. Now, I will say, I was quite confused that it was called a jumper. I had to go and check on their double check on their website because I was like, why is it called a jumper but it's a dress? It is a dress. So sizing on this is a UK 6 to 38. This is a really nice, simple pinafore, dungaree-ish style dress. I like the shape of this in terms of, because there are a few dungaree dress patterns about, but actually this feels, in terms of the shape of it, much more pinafore-like, which would be much more on trend for this season. I really like the samples they've made where you can see the different length of you can change the straps on it. There's really nice big pockets on the front, seam down the centre front. It's a really simple pattern. You can whip it up pretty quickly. But yeah, I really like this one. But yeah, I'm confused. Does anyone know why it was called a jumper? Actually, they're based in the US. Jumpers aren't a thing over there. That is why. Okay, that makes more sense. I've just got it. Sorry. I'm haven't had my coffee yet this morning, so that is why. Okay, this is making more sense. Anyway, yeah, so this is a really great pattern if you're thinking little like pinafore dress for winter. Perfect starting point. Next up, we've got the Silver Saga Patterns Alma dress. This comes in sizes UK 8 to 28, PDF only for this. I always like with Silver Saga to start with the line drawing. So there aren't any variations on this, it's just the straight up dress. It's got a raglan sleeve, it's got a bound neckline, and then it's got this lovely detail. There is a channel sewn through the waist of the dress, and there are ties, they tie at both sides, which is really cute. I will say I saw quite a lot of this in the high street, that sort of tie on each side dress, so this would be very much on trend for this season. It's really nice, like simple shape. It would feel really comfortable. So the gathering and the neckline means you don't need any bust darts. You can then cinch in the waist as much as you'd like, whether you want it loose fitting or quite fitted. It also means that if you went somewhere where you were eating a large meal, you could then loosen it as the day goes on, which I always like. Or if you are different sizes at different parts of the month, this would also work really fantastically. So yeah, a really great little dress there. And that is it from me this week. Sorry, I thought I had one more, but I've done them all. So I hope that was useful and you found something nice in it. And I thought it was a really good selection of stuff for us to get our teeth stuck into. And I'll be back soon with another video. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.